Hello everyone, you're watching the channel Fast Recapped. Today, we will look at the plot of the movie White as Snow. The first part of the film tells about a girl named Claire. After the death of her father, the owner of the hotel business, Claire stays with her stepmother, who inherited her father's entire business. The girl goes for a run in the early morning, where she falls into the hands of the kidnapper. The criminal pushes the girl into the trunk and takes off. Driving along a forest road, the kidnapper tries to avoid a boar that suddenly jumped out onto the road and crashes into a tree, thanks to which Claire manages to get out of the trunk. The girl rushes through the forest, but at some point, not understanding where to run next, Claire stops and the girl is caught up by her abductor. Pointing the gun, she asks Claire to close her eyes and assures her that everything will happen very quickly. Then a shot sounds. Claire wakes up in an unfamiliar house and a man enters the room with breakfast. According to Pierre, he was going to hunt wild boars in the forest, but instead shot a woman. He believes that Claire most likely did something, because no one would have intended to end it just like that. The girl offers to call the police, but Pierre is against it and once again goes to jail. He has no desire to involve them. After leaving the room, Pierre returns again with clothes instead of the ones Claire was wearing. While the girl was unconscious, Pierre undressed her and washed her clothes. After getting dressed, Claire examines the house and meets another male cellist named Vincent. While listening to the music played by the cellist, the girl falls asleep, but she is awakened by Francois, Pierre's twin brother. They differ only in that Francois stutters a lot, unlike his brother. Pierre asks the girl to leave the house, as those who were planning to kill her will most likely look for Claire, and sooner or later, they will arrive at this house. The guy has no desire to meet them. The girl tries to persuade Pierre to stay here, otherwise, why did he save her? He himself understands that this is illogical. But then, he shouts at Claire. Pierre grabs her, but then lets her go. Then Pierre leaves the house. When the guy returns, he kisses the girl, which Claire doesn't resist at all. In the morning, Claire leaves the house and meets Vincent and his dog. The twins are at the sawmill, and the girl doesn't want to stay in the house alone, so she asks Vincent to take her with him to a vet for the dog. On the way back, Vincent suggests the girl to stop at a diner where Claire tells that as a child she was fond of the violin, but after the accident in which her mother died, the girl abandoned everything. Upon returning home, Vincent gives the girl a violin, sincerely believing that it is impossible to stop with music. At this moment, Pierre appears. He is dissatisfied with the fact that Claire went with Vincent, as now the whole town already knows that a girl lives in their house, which means the chances that she will be found are rising. In the morning, looking out at the window of her room, Claire notices Pierre stacking firewood. Approaching her, Pierre begins to kiss the girl, after which they have love. Late at night, lying in her bed, Claire hears a sound. After watching TV, the girl goes downstairs and sits on the sofa next to Pierre, starting to stroke his leg with her foot. The guy stammers that he really wants to drink, which is when Claire realizes that it was not Pierre at all, but his twin brother Francois. He understands that he shouldn't have done it, but he just couldn't resist, which makes the girl smile. The next day, not wanting to be a burden to the twins, Claire gets a job at a local diner. The girl returns home and tries to call her stepmother, but as soon as she says her name, they immediately hang up on the other end. The second part of the film takes us exactly a week ago before these events. Claire's stepmother named Moth watches from the window at her lover named Bernard helps pick up the towel that Claire dropped. When a man goes up to Moth's room, the woman offers not to hide their relationship from others anymore because her husband is no longer alive, but they need to take a break in the relationship as their feelings have faded a little. In order not to get even worse, Bernard agrees, and when Moth comes out, he calls Claire and confesses his love to the girl, and Moth overhears this hiding in the next room. Unwilling to put up with this, the woman arranges to eliminate Claire. After a while, the couple has lunch at a restaurant. Bernard is interested in where Claire has disappeared. He hasn't seen her for several days. Moth calms him down and explains that this is not the first time the girl has disappeared for several days before. At this moment, a call arrives on the woman's phone. It's Claire, who immediately turns off the phone. In the diner where Claire got a job, all the visitors pay attention to the girl. A local librarian named Sam, whom Claire met when Vincent and she went to the vet, wants to meet the girl. The veterinarian himself doesn't lag behind the others, giving Claire signs of attention. He invites the girl to go to a club in the evening, where some guy starts pestering Claire. Sam can't stand up for the girl, but Clayman does it by knocking out the monster with one blow. He did it to impress her. On the way home, Claire says that she thought Sam was strong, and he turned out to be vulnerable, but she even likes it. Turning to the side of the road, the veterinarian stops the car and asks the girl to repeat those words again. Claire says that Sam is someone she likes, and she touches his hand and then sits on top of him. The couple is being watched by a crowd of squirrels. In the morning, Moth arrives in town, noticing Claire. She goes to the library, where she meets with Charles, who admires the beauty of the woman. They say that this is the second time this weekend angel is in their town, referring to Moth and another young girl who recently settled there. Charles advises Moth to look into the temple, where there are guest rooms where she can stay for a while. After meeting with the pastor, Moth tells him about her stepdaughter who disappeared a few days ago. Perhaps she could have settled in their town. Upon learning the name of the town, the pastor informs Moth that he knows this girl, but asks her not to tell anyone, as Claire will run away again. According to Moth, the girl is offended by her because of what happened after the death of her father, and Claire didn't pay enough attention to her. The pastor offers to mediate and arrange a truce between the girl and her stepmother. In the morning, Claire is joined by Clayman on the run. The guy is cute, and it seems that there are no men in this town who don't like her. Clayman is very shy, but he still tries to hug the girl but falls to the ground. Rising up, Clayman quickly resumes running. Claire goes to the temple, where she tells the pastor about her relationships with several men. According to Pierre, it's the local mountains that excite their blood. The pastor informs her that there is a man in the church who is eager to reconcile with girl, and he takes her to Moth. Seeing her stepmother, Claire rushes into her arms. According to Moth, she managed to find the girl thanks to the fact that Claire calls her. But the connection was suddenly cut off. Using the phone number, Moth managed to find out where the call was made from. After recounting the details of the day to Moth, Claire expresses a desire to stay in the city, where she has made many new friends. Moth doesn't mind, as she'll be staying here for a few days too, trying to persuade Claire to come back home. The girl needs to go to work, and Moth offers to bring her to town. On the way, Moth suddenly stops at the edge of a cliff, pretending to have a flat tire. Under the gaze of checking the wheel, she asks Claire to go and see what's wrong. Moth plans to sneak up on the girl and throw her off the cliff. However, at the moment, a pastor on a motorcycle arrives, and upon learning that everything is in order, they continue their journey. Since the plan failed due to an unnecessary witness, Moth takes Claire to town and suggests meeting on the next weekend, with Claire suspecting nothing and agreeing. In the diner, Charles approaches the girl. He tells her that his son Clement has closed himself off from him, acting out and refusing to talk to him. Charles asks Claire to talk to the guy and convince him to stop behaving this way. He believes that his son will listen to her because he really likes the girl. Sadly, after work, Claire visits Clement and tells him that she loves him. They share a kiss. Later, Claire goes down to the library and tells Charles that everything is fine. Sunday arrives and Claire and her stepmother go on a picnic. Moth hands Claire an apple that it is secretly filled with poison. Just as Claire is about to take a bite, Clement appears in the field. Claire invites him to join them and hands him the apple. However, at that moment, Claire snatches the apple away, stating that she doesn't know this guy at all. Clement apologizes and leaves, while Claire sets the apple down and follows him. They later have love in the forest in the rain. As night falls, Moth arrives in town where a lively dance is taking place. She watches Claire, who dances with different partners. Moth orders 2 glasses of wine, adding the drug to one of them. However, her plan fails once again when Clement accidentally knocks one of the glasses out of Moth's hand. Clement confesses to Claire that he did it on purpose because he saw a cold look in Moth's eyes. Frustrated by her failed attempts, Moth offers Claire a drink herself, hoping to make her sick. She then pretends to take Claire home in the car. While driving along a windy mountain road, Moth admits that she was in love only once in her life, but Claire stole that love from her. Suddenly, Moth opens the door and pushes Claire out of the car. Moth stops briefly to ensure that Claire's body doesn't move before leaving. Claire survives the fall and wakes up in a hospital bed. Next to her are 7 men who love her, and each of them takes turns approaching her and kissing her. Afterwards, Claire regains consciousness. How do you like the movie White as Snow? Share your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next video.